Thanks for tuning in. Before we start the show, we have an announcement to make. We got gear for you.
Yeah, due to popular demand, we've got some proper nice T-shirts with our famous logo on the front. We've even got 2 style of caps. We've got the trucker cap and the best-selling lazy slouch adjustable cap. And more importantly, we've got a beer mug, a whiskey glass, and a coffee mug to go. So you can be listening to our podcast no matter what you're doing, whether you're having a cigar at night or you're on your way to work. So you can pick up whatever you like there. Mike, where can they find it?
All you got to do is go to freakstrength.com/shop, freakstrength.com, click on the shop. Once you click on shop, pictures are going to show up of our merchandise. Click those pictures right there. There you have it. Mike and Brooker Show merchandise right there. Scroll right down. Order whatever you can to support the show. Show everyone that you are avid listeners of the Mike and Brooker Show.
Yeah, show yourself as an original disciple of the show. And guys, we just want to thank you once again for all the love and support. It means the world to us. But in order for us to keep doing this, we need to keep receiving feedback. So no matter what it is, good, bad, or ugly, we're open to everything. We want to keep delivering the best information possible. So thanks once again for all the love, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Thanks, guys. And we're rolling. All right, so we got my good friend, former client, Mandy Sack. Well, I know her as Mandy Sack. She's Mandy Rose to the WWE universe. There's Freya again. And shit, when did we meet? When I first opened the gym, what is that? 2014 or 2015?
Yeah, it was about, I want to say when we started training was like 2014, I think, right?
Yeah.
I want to say.
And
then again,
what was the name of the show you were on? Tough Enough?
Tough Enough. Yeah. So it was right before Tough Enough, right? That's when it was.
Yeah. So your manager at the time had set us up. We ended up training together. And then what was it? What did we train together? Like 3 months in preparation for Tough Enough?
I want to say it was like around 3 months. Yeah. Yeah. And that was a great timing because the training is exactly what I needed for that, like, competition special alone.
Yeah. So, and I remember your last week there, you ended up last 2 weeks there, you were coming almost every day at one point, and you were so nice as to bring me fresh mutts and
oh yeah.
and
I'm surprised you remember that.
And, dude, I'll never forget it. It was such a nice gesture. It was her dad owns a deli. What's the name of your dad's deli? Give him a shout out.
Yeah, Arthur Avenue in Carmel.
Yeah, and she gave me like all fresh mutts, prosciutto, sopressad, all, just like as a thank you and stuff. It was so sweet. It was so nice. I loved it.
That's so funny. Yeah. I forgot about that. Wow.
So you have, I mean, when I think of everything that you've done now, I mean, you're a WWE diva. You started off with Tough Enough, but actually prior to that, you were bikini model. Or what? Say it again. What was your title?
I was the bikini world champion with WBFF.
So right before I met her, you had just won that, right?
Yes. Because that was 2014. Yep.
And then after that, then you got recruited to do Tough Enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you were in NXT for how long?
About 2 years. So 2 years, yeah.
Geez, so you've been a diva?
Yeah.
Have you been a diva for 3-4 years now?
Almost 3 years, yeah. If I'm doing that correctly. I feel like lately I can't keep track of time. I don't know. It's so bad, but I'm like, yeah, I want to say I was in NXT for 2 years. And then I got called up to Monday Night Raw first. And that was like 2017. And then, it's we'll be going on 3 years on the main roster.
That's so cool. That's awesome. So
crazy.
You're touring all over the country.
Yeah. Touring all over. It's been quite the journey. I mean, I remember sitting in the gym talking to you about it because you actually had you knew about, the lifestyle a little bit more than I did, from your friends and just, and I had no idea about it. And you were like, it's a lot of traveling. I remember. Yeah. And it's a lot of traveling, but it's worth it. It's so much fun. We get to travel the world and see all these cool places and just we have such a good camaraderie and we all have a good time and it's been awesome. I'm very grateful.
Yo, speaking of camaraderie, so I don't really follow the WWE all that much. I check up on
Yeah.
you. That's about it.
Yeah.
And I used to see so much shit in your story, like you and Sonya, or wait, I completely forget her name. What's her name?
Daria, Sonya, yeah.
So,
We can go by Sonya, that's fine.
and you guys are always together nonstop. And then all of a sudden I see you guys have fucking beef now. What the hell happened?
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, she literally, you know, you've seen us backstage that time you came to the show. She was my best friend. We did everything together. She was like a sister to me. I mean, we just hit it off. And she's from, you know, Jersey, South Jersey. So when we first met during Tough Enough, it was like immediate, like we just hit it off, and we had so many like similarities and just you know, chemistry, and it was just natural for us. And then yeah, she's no longer my best friend anymore. That's for damn sure. That bitch.
So what you guys used to do, like Mandy's Donuts, right?
Yeah, well, we still have our YouTube channel. We're still like creating content separately and all that. We're you know, because our end goal for Mandy's Donuts was having like a brick and mortar down the road, like a you know, a store. So, you know, we'll see. I don't know. Right now that's on hold, but we're still creating our content and doing stuff by ourselves. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of Mandy's Donuts because I'm such a fucking fat kid at heart.
I know, you love it. Well, that's how we both were too. And that's how it started. We were like, well, we love food. We want to, like, you know, build our YouTube and do things outside of WWE, obviously. And we travel the world. We're like, why don't we like set up a little, you know, camera, like a car cam, and try, you know, donuts and film it. And like, we kind of like, at first we're like, oh, we'll see where it goes. And then our fans were loving it. They were like, well, this is cool. Like, you know, we get to see them traveling and seeing the behind the scenes and watching them eat donuts. Like, who doesn't love donuts, you know? So we hit it off, and it was really cool. And then we always had like envision of, you know, the future of opening up a store, and, you know, so we're creating the brand obviously first, and then eventually, you know, having, cause we have no donuts yet. So my dad thinks that's the funniest thing. Cause he's like, him and his friend, they're like, so you guys don't sell donuts yet? I'm like, no, Dad. I'm like, today's day and age, it's like opposite. They don't know about that stuff. I'm like, no, we're creating a brand, and then we're going to eventually have the store. My dad's like, wait, I was like, I don't get it. I was like, let me teach you a little something.
Well, that guy, El Presidente, right? He does the whole pizza review thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pizza places sell. So one of my guys was telling me, Ryan was telling me today that he does pizza reviews on frozen pizzas, and every single time he does a review on it, their website crashes.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean,
my
who knows?
gosh.
You could be doing that for the donut world. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy though. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that it's now we've like, well, not now, but when we were still doing it, we actually like didn't just do donuts. We started doing pizza. We started doing other foods, because we're just foodies. Like, we both grew up in like, you know, Italian homes where we were eating pasta and chicken cutlets every night and stuff. So we started doing food reviews in certain places. And like, if we'd go to Wisconsin, we did like cheese curds. So, you know, we're just fat kids at heart, basically too. So, yeah, but it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So what was your favorite donut? What was your favorite spot?
So actually, this place called Meshy's Donuts in Lafayette, Louisiana, and like hole in the wall. Like, we actually were about to turn around because we were like, I don't know if we should even get out of our car. Like, it was pretty bad. And it was really funny. And then they had the best donuts, like the most amazing donuts. It was crazy.
What kind of, do you guys stick with the glazed for your taste test? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we'll get a variety of different ones, but we'll stick, like, my favorite's glazed. And we'll stick with the glaze, because I'm not really into like the cakey ones and like the all like, you know, cereals on them and all that like fancy stuff. I'm kind of like into the traditional, like, just nice, you know, doughy glazed donut.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Right.
So you have the donut thing. You have the WWE. I mean, I just saw that your Instagram, you posted that you have the most active following of any athlete. Is that, did I state that
really
right?
crazy? I mean, it was a period of time. It was like during quarantine. I forget the exact, I think it was right around WrestleMania. I thought, you know, if I'm not mistaken, and it was like, I guess the most interaction on social, across like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And yeah, I was number one. I was like, what? I beat Tom Brady. I'm like, get out of here.
Dude, how about
That's
that?
crazy. So does that mean that you're responding to everything, or you're responding to DMs? Because I must imagine you must get loads of them.
Oh gosh, yeah, that I don't do. I don't. I don't really respond to DMs because it's just. I mean, I try obviously, but there's a lot of ones that just have to get filtered out, you know. But it's. I guess it was mostly like. I mean, I don't know specifics, but I'm assuming from WrestleMania, because we had a huge storyline and, you know, the kiss with Otis and I, and like our YouTube video backstage, I believe Otis and I kind of like just had the most amount of views, I guess, of all WrestleMania videos. So I want to say, you know, because we were trending that night for like hours at a, you know, a long time. I don't even know how long. So I think it was a you know, generalization of like certain amount of days and me responding on Twitter, I would assume, because I don't really do much responding on Instagram and stuff like that. Oh, and I think TikTok too might have been I don't know if it had TikTok in there, but I started TikTok and I was just like bored and doing these videos, and maybe that helped too. I don't know.
Brooker, you got to see her on TikTok. I've seen some of her videos on TikTok. It's just her dancing and people eat it. I mean, hot chick dancing, like who wouldn't eat it up? But
right. I mean,
she kills it. But I mean, you have 3. What else besides the Mandy's Donuts? What else do you have going on?
So I have my app, the Fit with Mandy app, and that's basically, it worked out well for being quarantined and everything going on with the COVID because it's an at-home program. So it's basically very, very easy program to follow. It's a 12-week at-home program designed for all different skill levels, you know, for all different ages, and it requires little to no equipment, and you can like do it anywhere. So when this whole thing happened, I started trying to promote it more and all that, because I kind of started it like a year ago, and it's been good. You know, it's fun. It's a good high intensity interval training program. So that worked out well. And yeah, and then I have a skincare line coming out soon, actually, launching in the next few months, hopefully.
You know,
it's been a long process.
Yeah, I saw you posting something about that. So what? Yeah. How did you get into the skincare? What goes on with that?
So a good friend of mine, Jazz Mather, the partner that I'm involved with Rose, it's called. We kind of like maybe a little less than a year ago, when we first met, and he's like a businessman and does a lot with, you know, he has his own supplement program and a bunch of other things called Limitless, but he always wanted to design a skincare program, skincare line with somebody. And when we met, it was like, it worked out really well. You know, I've always been high, you know, into my skin and beauty and all that as well. And I think it works really well too, because it's like with traveling so much and, you know, everything between fitness and, you know, a healthier lifestyle. And then obviously taking care of your skin is so important. So I wanted to all kind of relate and, you know, just help other people out there. And we basically, it took us a long time to develop the products and all. And then like the last 6 months, I've been kind of using the products and making sure I love them, of course, until everything rolls out. And we just kind of want to create like a huge brand. And the name is Rose, which I thought was really clever, Mandy Rose, you know. So hopefully it can lead to other things, other beauty products, you know, hair, all that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Is it with men too? Because I know the male cosmetic market's about to is exploding.
Yeah, it's for men as well. And I think that's another thing I want to get involved in, you know, down the road with like creating more like men's, you know, shaving cream and all that kind of stuff. Cause that is a big thing right now as well.
Yeah.
Not for me and you, bud.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you have beard oil, beard oil, we'll hawk it on here for you. No
that'll be my next thing. Yeah.
Actually, I could use a shaving cream. I shave my arms. I'll use some shaving cream for that.
Over there.
Sure.
So you have all these different sources of potential income. Like, talk about anti-fragile, right? Yeah. And this shit all started with WBFF and Instagram. Like when I first started training, what did you have? Like 500,000 followers or something like that? Was it even that many?
Probably not even that many. Yeah. I mean, I was definitely like growing. It was maybe like 300, 400. I don't know exactly, but yeah, you make a good point because I kind of laugh, like thinking about how it all started. And like my brothers used to kind of like, even like laugh at me or, you know, make fun of me, whatever, you know, typical, like, oh, you in these selfies and you taking all these photos and everything. And I was like, yeah, but I had like a vision. I was like, I'm not just taking these selfies because I think I look good and I want, you know, it wasn't like a thirst trap. It was more just like, I know with fitness, and that was like the beginning of, or actually like in the middle of when it started getting huge with Instagram and, you know, shout for shouts. And I remember I used those.
Yep.
And that's how I grew my following. And people kind of laugh now when I explain that to them. They're like, what's that? Like, what did you used to do? I'm like, I used to kind of exchange profiles with girls that had more followers than me or around the same amount. And we'd, you know, build each other's followings and, you know, collaborate. And it was called like a shout for shot. I remember I used to do it like all day at sometimes, especially when I was like after college and I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to, you know, which program I wanted to go into for speech pathology. So I kind of had more time on my hands, and then it kind of just took off, and everything like WBFF and then, you know, Tough Enough and WWE, and it just kept growing. And now obviously I'm on such a huge platform with WWE, which helps, and my following just keeps growing. But I really try to keep that fitness audience as well, not just, you know, wrestling fans and stuff, because I want to be, you know, a brand to all walks of life. So
yeah.
Mandy, apart from the obvious benefits of having such a large social media following, what's some of the things that, you know, a lot of young people now, they kind of want to get to where you are? What's something that you've experienced that you was never expecting through this? You know?
I want to say probably, and this is what I kind of preach a lot now, is that like, you know, you never know what you're gonna or where you're gonna end up or what you're gonna do. Because I obviously went to college, and that was like the right thing to do. You got to go to college and, you know, get a degree. But I didn't really know exactly like if that's what I wanted to pursue. Like when I was younger, I always loved working with children and like wanted to be a teacher. And then I started getting into the speech language pathology. And then I was like, oh, this is cool because it's actually a bigger business in the sense of I can work in a hospital, I can work at home care. And I really fell in love with that. That was a really rewarding, you know, job that I was doing when I was still in school. And then, you know, then I started just kind of training, but I was working and hustling and working. I was working at the restaurant and bartending, and then, you know, I just never knew I'd end up here, like in WWE, let alone. So like, even when I would train with Mike at the gym, I'd always say like, you know, it's cool. I didn't know if Tough Enough was like the route I wanted to go because it was a reality show. And I was like, I don't know if this is something I want to be, you know, in my route. I didn't know if I wanted to go through it with a reality show, but I think it's like, you just take chances, and I think you never know where you're going to end up. And I think that's my biggest, like, kind of, advice I can give to younger ones or whatever it is, because, you know, do what makes you happy. Because once I fell in love with fitness and seeing the changes within my body and the insecurities I had growing up, like having bigger legs, but all of a sudden now, like, my legs are, you know, the best part of my body. I love my legs. So it's like, that's something that I found that I fell in love with. And then it opened up so many other doors for me. So that would definitely be, it's like, you know, you never know where you're going to end up, and always take those risks, because the worst thing that could happen is you fail and you find something else.
Yeah. Yeah. I love how I remember you starting off, and we were going back and forth with the idea of Tough Enough. And sitting there saying like, I don't know, because, you know, the whole New York thing, you got your fucking accent. They're going to make another, like, you know, it's going to be like another Jersey Shore situation thing. Like, this is going to be too easy to play. Are you going to be stuck in that? And then now, I mean, the Golden Goddess, are you still the Golden Goddess?
Yeah. I mean, now I kind of go by like God's Greatest Creation. That's another one, but I mean, they're all the same. It's fine.
But yeah, I mean, talk about making the right move. Like, it just taking the plunge, going for it, and it's just really panning out. Whatever. I remember there was another right when you were getting involved there was, I think she had like red hair.
Eva Marie.
And she was like trying to phase herself out and be more of a model or be more of something else. What is she doing now? What ended up happening with her?
So she's doing really well, actually. She's big into fitness. She actually looks great. Best I've ever seen her. She's really into fitness. She has her own program. I believe she has like her own ebook and kind of nutrition plans like that. And she just created a name for herself. She created a brand, and it's what I'm doing now too. But she sells her own sunglasses and she has different sponsorships and stuff like that. But yeah, she developed a name pretty quick in WWE with Total Divas, and then she realized that she wanted to do other things. So there's nothing wrong with that. I think that she's definitely she's smart in the sense of like using the platform and kind of going off of that, and keep rebranding herself into doing other things. So we stay in touch here and there. I haven't talked to her in a while, but through social media and stuff. So it looks like she's doing well though.
Yeah. I mean, to be able to have all these different revenues, like these different avenues where you can generate revenue. It's incredible. The business you yourself are an entire industry by yourself. You have the cosmetics, you have the personal branding with the Instagram, you have the entertainment. I mean, it's fucking incredible what you've been able to accomplish. Like, do you ever just sit back and like, holy fuck, do you have a plan, something written out that's like, hey, I want to achieve this, this, and this? Or do you like kind of go with the flow, see where it leads, and try to make good decisions along the way? How do you go about organizing your fucking life?
I know, it's kind of crazy. I'm more of like a go with the flow type of person, and that's how I've been the past like 10 years. But I feel like now I'm trying to be a little bit more organized in the sense, just because there's so many things going on. And it's also like, I don't want to, put more attention to something else and then forget about that. And now I try to write things down, and I try to just, be more organized, because I feel like having a goal and setting something like, in a time frame is helpful too. Because then I can look back and be like, okay, I said 3 months from now I'm going to do this, and et cetera. So I try to do that a little bit more now, but I am like such a go with the flow person. I don't know. I'm pretty laid back. I've always been like that. I'm always just kind of like, well, we'll figure it out when we get there. But then like now I feel like it's just, I get so busy that I'm like, maybe I need to like pre-plan and like be more organized. Because like you said, there's a lot going on, and it's like, in social media alone, like trying to keep up with my own social and make sure I'm active and posting, like, it sounds silly, but like it takes up a lot of time, like,
oh yeah,
it's time consuming. And then like, sometimes I'm on my phone too much, and then I feel like I miss out on like actual just personal interaction when I'm with, family or friends. And then, but people also don't realize that it's a business, and it's, I'm generating revenue off of it. So it's like, I have to stay active, and it's for WWE, for our fans too. They love to see us active and interact with them. So
yeah, I mean, dude, you are on top of it with so you do your own posting?
I do. Yeah.
Do you do, I haven't even noticed, do you do any hashtags? You're so big, you don't even have to do any hashtags or anything, right?
No, I do sometimes. Like I'll do like TikTok, I'll hashtag, because I'm still growing with that. I don't, and but yeah, I do some. I mean, I not like I used to. I used to like have the whole, like, I remember my whole thing was like huge, but I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, but anytime I DM you or message you or text you, I don't even know how the fuck I get in touch with you anymore. But anytime,
WhatsApp, right?
yeah, right now it's WhatsApp. But every time I talk to you, like you're instantaneous. You get back. I mean, you usually are the one with the last word. It's like you never leave me hanging. So no matter how fucking busy you are, you're always there. We always manage to have like some kind of catch up. Like it's so, as bad as you may feel about not being in the present, you do a pretty fucking good job. So
thanks.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You and we haven't trained together in 4 years or whatever it's been, 5 years, and yet we still have some kind of relationship where we BS and catch up. Like you're doing a good fucking job. Like it's
thanks,
dude. It's impressive. You have 2.2 million followers, or is it grown now?
2.4 actually.
Oh, dude, I can't even get a point.
I mean, I'm not counting or anything. No,
that's incredible. That it is. Yeah. All these things coming in together. You're managing it all. One of my buddy's dads, he's worth like $300 million. And he's like a self-made dude from the fucking ghetto, old school Guinea from like Hoboken. And he worked his way up. And he said, when you get to the top, there's 100 good deals a year, but every single deal that's presented to you when you're at this level is fucking good. The smart people say no to 99 of them, to 98 of them. All you need are two of them. So like, that's where it's almost like that's where the extreme focus comes in, because you're Mandy Rose. I guarantee you could tweet out like, hey, someone give me a good business idea, I'll back it. And it'll fucking make money. You know, like you could figure something out, partner with someone, but to find the right one, that's almost where the organization and the diligence, like that's where it really comes into play.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like, it's so true. And you can't promote everything. You don't want to, kind of devalue your brand either. So it's like having the right kind of team supporting you and the right people looking over your stuff is very important too. So, and like you said, yeah, there's so many things when you're at this point, but it's like, you really have to pick and choose and what's worth, and what's going to help your brand. So.
So Mandy, if you was to start again with all of this, say you lose all your followers and all of that, what are you doing? How are you growing? What have you learned about the way people, sort of their preferences and different things like that? How did you learn to connect? What would you do?
Well, shit, I never really thought about that. But I think, like, what would I do, or what did I learn? Like,
how would you go about it? So, I mean, what have you learned from, 300,000, hot chick on Instagram to now being, nearly 3 million? What did you learn? And then what would you do if you was to start it all again fresh now? Get back quicker, or if not more followers?
Yeah. I learned a lot for sure. I think, like I said in the beginning, it was kind of just doing these shout for shouts. And I think the one thing I would say is that sometimes I would kind of do ones that looked good in the moment, but then like could have maybe devalued my brand a little bit, because of you have to pick and choose on who you want to do this with. Obviously we all know like sex sells, but is it appropriate for your brand? And is that what you want to promote? And like the business I'm in now today, WWE, we're a PG company, and the majority of our fans are children. So I have to watch what I post, and I have to be mindful of that. And I want to, I'm a role model now. So like, when I was in fitness, it was, I was kind of finding myself and helping others, of course, and others were helping me. I didn't have all the knowledge. That's why I would have people train me and all that. And so I think now it's like, I'm a big role model, so I have to be so careful with what I say on social media. And I think having a voice now is so important too. So it's just changed and it's just evolved. Back then I didn't really have this platform as much. Like I could go and speak a little bit here and there, but like now it's like I'm older and we all learn so much as we grow. So I feel like now I really want to help, younger girls, get through their difficulties that they have as you grow up. And now, you see this like cyberbullying and all this crazy stuff out there. It's like, it's such a shame because it's so messed up, it really is. It's like, you wouldn't think that like people could be so influenced by people's comments, but it is like, it's a thing, and it's really kind of messed up. And we all, maybe when we were younger, we did it, or we were around people that did it, but we just didn't know that it would, get to this point or really affect people that much. So just kind of helping younger people now, and being on the platform that I am, making sure I promote myself as a role model, and have, the influencer that I am, and I can help, younger kids and stuff, get through the difficulties I went through personal experience or whatever it may be.
So would that go, so say you start fresh, completely new account, like with everything. What are you going to do?
God.
Come on, give the 10-step
like a
plan.
nightmare.
What are you going to do?
What would I do? Have to start fresh, or should I just, I'm trying to think, like, what would I do differently than what I did?
Let's just say you wake up tomorrow morning and it was all a dream.
Ooh,
you started again. Yeah, but you can keep your
Yeah.
knowledge of what you've learned up to this date. How are you going to get yourself back to where you are now as quick as possible?
Good question.
Bro, you got to give her a fucking couple of days to answer
God,
this
I know.
question.
I'm like,
Holy
can I-
shit.
No, bro.
Can
The
I
interesting
get a
bit is
paper and
going.
pen?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, shit, this is too much for me
Well,
right now.
What started it
mean-
off with your following? Was it the WBFF? Is that what built your following?
Not really. I feel like what started it was like my selfies and my like progress pictures and kind of like, I don't know, just like being me and I'm telling you, like these shout for shouts that I did all the time, which is so funny because you don't see them anymore. You know, it's evolved, but mostly that WBFF was a platform, and then it kind of got my name out there. Obviously, then I got sponsored by USN. You know, when I won, it was like the biggest contract they've ever given people, which was cool, and I was grateful that I was able to have that. And then that's kind of what started it. And then I was able to save some money and try to get my name out there and you know, develop different relationships with people. But gosh, I don't know. You got me thinking now. Like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm like, I'm gonna have no followers and I'm gonna be because it's so funny because it's like you don't think of that stuff, which is it's a good question. But yeah, I don't know, because not to say that my followers are everything, and you know, but I think they are a big part of the fact of where I am today. You know, if I and being in WWE, and not everyone in WWE has a huge following. A lot of people do, for sure. I think being on TV and booked as much as I am right now, and being in a really prominent storyline that really resonated with fans has helped for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I might have to get back to you with that question.
That's all right. That will be for the next podcast. We can open up.
But it's very interesting. Yeah, it is.
You know what I would do if I were you? Do you have a newsletter, or do you have any subscription thing that people sign up for so you can contact their so you can get their contact information?
I have like the subscription with my app. That's like a little way if they have questions and stuff regarding the app. But just a subscription to I don't.
Yeah. So what I would do if I were you, and this is like a rainy day thing, is sign up for like, you know, a MailChimp or some shit like that. And you end up paying a couple $100 a month because you'll have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. But like go on your profile and say, hey, listen, if you guys want, you know, personal emails or direct contact with me and want to know when I'm doing something special and you keep missing it on Instagram for whatever reason, hey, swipe up. Sign up for this newsletter, and now all of a sudden someone hacks your fucking Instagram. You still have all this contact information. I mean, that's
true.
An idea for a backup.
No, that's not a bad idea at all.
And then you could keep them, and these are like your true Mandy fans. Like these shit, like they can have all the information on, hey, I'm selling clothing. Hey, I'm selling this. I'm selling that. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be there. And then you could start doing autograph signings too and have the direct contact with them with that newsletter on top of whatever. I don't know.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. Well, that's like the thing. It's like, you know, there's not just Instagram now. There's so many other platforms, which is good. But yeah, that's because my Instagram is my main platform with the most followers, I'd say. But yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. I remember that one.
Because
put that one in my pocket.
Yeah. Because if you have 2.4 million followers, I mean, your story is going to be, people will end up seeing what? At best, 10% of your story. At best, you'll get probably best case scenario, 200,000 if Instagram isn't toggling down your fucking views, right?
Right.
That's like everything goes according to plan. So that's 10%. And then of that 10% of people, best case scenario, if you have something interactive, will be what? 5%? 5%?
Probably, yeah.
Right? Dude.
Yeah.
And of the 2.4 million followers, what does that come down to be? Maybe, what is that, 12,000 followers or 12,000 people actually, right? That's not that many.
That's true.
Out of 2.4 million.
Compared to 2.4, no.
Right? So if you could do it routinely and then all of a sudden have that instant access to these people, now you don't have to worry about Instagram toggling your shit anymore. True.
I think we got something here.
I'm not just a trainer. I'm a fucking genius.
God damn. Oh shit. No, that's good though.
So do you have any clothing as well? For some reason, I thought I saw you doing clothing stuff for a minute.
Yeah, well, this brand Vanquish, actually,
Okay.
I've been working with for like almost, I want to say like a year and a half, almost 2 years, which is like a good little clothing fitness brand that I've been working with for a while. They, you know, they treat me well, and eventually, I feel like that's another line that I'd love to do. But you know, it's just I would love to do so many things, but obviously with WWE and all, it's like my schedule is so crazy. Like you said, I don't even have anyone that's like really like, I don't really have like a manager that like helps me post and do all this stuff. So like I definitely need the help in a way because it's a lot. That's why I have a partner with the Amrose skincare line, and he does a lot of work and a lot of the back end stuff because you know, I just don't have the time. So, you know, I'm like the face, the brand, but a lot of that other stuff, I wish I could. And it's like time and knowledge. Like I need the help with the business side of things too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's something that I definitely look into in the future too.
So what about working out now? So we just listed a laundry list of fucking shit that you're doing right now. You are doing the Amrose makeup line. You're doing all these different things, and you got to compete in the WWE, and you got to travel nonstop. How many days a year are you on the road?
I mean, during normal times, it's like 300 days, basically.
300 days, 5/6 of the year. 5/6 of the year you're traveling. How are you staying in shape? And you're eating fucking donuts. You're eating donuts and you're eating cheese curds.
Right. And I mean, and I love food. So it's like, shit. It's hard. It's definitely a hard balance, but I have to say I'm blessed and I'm happy that I was in fitness and competing before this because I have a really good base and thankful I have good genetics too, but I train really hard still. I'm not downplaying that I don't train a lot, but I think it helps that I have a lot of muscle still. And if I go off a little bit here and there, it doesn't take me weeks to get back. It takes me a few days just to kind of like, you know, drink a ton of water and whatever I got to do to get there. But I've been off a little bit during this quarantine. I mean, probably who hasn't? Between workouts and I'm trying to keep up with my workouts. But like eating wise, it's like, I'm just eating because I'm bored and like, you know, it's hard, and food I can't go away from. Like I don't eat like I used to with like the chicken and rice every, 4 times a day. Like I don't do that anymore. I need balance and I have more of like a life now. I have to say it's, you can't do that all year round, but I try my best to, stick with it. And that was the whole thing when we came out with Mandy's. Like we're 2 fit chicks that like love food, but like our logo is like, it's all about balance because we love food. And, people are like, well, how do you eat donuts? And how do you do this? Like, but you look like, and it's like, well, we train really hard and we don't eat donuts every day. It's all, moderation. So.
Does the WWE have any nutritionists that you guys work with?
Yeah, they have like, not specifically like to your own needs, but they have sometimes they'll do like little seminars and stuff with the nutritionist and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, they could probably have like, it would be cool to have like a nutritionist to like every, group of people that like, or to their specific needs, which would be nice. But, and I know a lot about that. I know what to eat and how, but it's just hard when you're on the road and you're driving at, 2 a.m. in the morning to the next town. Nothing's open. If you don't pack your meals or bring your meals, you're going to get McDonald's or, anything that Wawa, whatever is convenient and open and easy to get, like, so it's a struggle.
What do you notice that, because your sleep habits have to be, now in quarantine, they're probably good, but prior to that, they had to have been horrible.
They were pretty shitty.
What do you do for that? Like, I know if I don't sleep, I genuinely start getting mentally disturbed. Like I will have anxiety attacks.
Me too.
I will get depressed.
Yeah.
And like when I get anxious, I don't eat. So I start looking like fucking Schmeagol. So so what do you do to combat all that shit? So you said you get anxious as well?
Yeah, I get, like I'll get irritable and just like I need my sleep. Like if I don't get 8 hours, usually I'm like, I need a nap or whatever in my sleep. So when we're on the road in normal time and schedule, we, the good thing is like we drive late after the show to the next town. Well, what Sonya and I used to do, because everyone will sometimes do different things, like drive in the morning or drive at night. But we're night people. We'll drive at night, get there, let's say the latest, 3 a.m. in the morning, depending on the drive. Sometimes they're like 3-hour drives. And then we'll sleep at least till like 11, which isn't bad. And then get up, train, and we don't have to be at the venue till like 5 p.m. So it's not that bad considering when it's like that. I mean, if there's a matinee show on Sunday and you got to be there at 12, it's a different story. You lose some sleep, but and sometimes we have flights. Sometimes it's more than 300 miles and you have to fly. So it all depends, but it's not that bad. Like I need my sleep. I need my sleep as long as I'm training. I feel fine, and yeah, I'm the same way.
Are you doing anything specifically to recover from the travel? Like if you come off a flight, are you saying, shit, I got to get off this flight and I got to do cardio right away, or I got to eat like a dozen fucking apples or pieces of fruit or berries or some shit? Is there any ritual that you have or anything to help make sure like you feel more fresh coming off the flight? Because it's 30,000 feet above sea level, recycled parts, like that can't be fucking good.
No, I would say drinking a ton of water, staying hydrated, and then like I try to find saunas wherever I go train, because I don't know, I can't sweat that much when I'm working out, so like I need the sauna. So once I can get a good sweat out, I feel much better, because I'm like then because you get bloated and from flying and all that. So I definitely try to always find a sauna.
Do you ever struggle getting to sleep at all, or like can you just fucking fall asleep?
No, I'm usually pretty good. Yeah, I usually can just fall asleep.
So what is it's the food that seems to be the biggest issue for you. What and it's not even an issue. It's not like you're fucking fat or anything. But what food really gets you and makes you start feeling like, oh shit, like I'm groggy. I can't do this. Like I'm all like glunked up.
Yeah. I would say probably like a lot of fried food. If I go to have fried food, McDonald's, which like fast food, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like I might have had Wendy's last night, not gonna lie.
It was
late. We were driving.
What did you have?
I had a, what did I have at Wendy's? They don't call them quarter pounders, do they? I always forget. No, I had a number one, but like a double, and I didn't need a double because it was huge, and fries and a soda, which I don't ever drink soda anymore. That's another thing that makes me feel disgusting afterwards. But yeah, I woke up this morning like this is just disgusted. Like, you always feel gross when you have that at night, but once in a while it's okay.
Yeah, my Wendy's order, I haven't been to Wendy's in a few months, but I'll go there. I'll have a triple cheeseburger meal, biggie size, and I'll have a Sprite with that. But then I'll also have in the same meal a spicy chicken sandwich meal, biggie size with the chocolate frosty, and I'll have the 2 orders of fries, and I'll dip the fries in the frosty the whole time.
Stop.
Oh yeah, dude, I told
amazing.
It's so good, but I am very capable of getting very fucking fat.
Well, you don't look fat, so you're doing something right.
Well, you don't even want to know. You don't want to know what we're doing right now, Brooker. Are you doing the carnivore shit now?
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
You guys are doing the carnivore. So what are you exactly doing?
Well, it's pretty simple. We just eat fucking meat.
That's all, just meat.
Yep.
I mean, I'm only doing 5 days like this. 2 days over the weekend, I'm doing whatever. But I barely eat during the week anyway.
So how do you eat just meat? Like, what do you have in the morning?
Bacon and eggs.
Steak. Yeah.
Okay, but you still have like protein, like eggs and stuff like that?
Oh, so yeah. So essentially the entire diet is based off of just animal product. Okay. So, and the only thing, essentially animal products are only lacking for the most part, with the exception of milk, which we kind of limit the dairy, are carbohydrates. So fats and proteins are really big. And on the carnivore diet, you're supposed to be consuming really high fat. Otherwise you'll waste away. So the other thing that we should be eating that I haven't started eating yet are organ meats. Have you ever had like liver or kidney or heart?
No. Ooh.
That's the best.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You'll eat that
liver and bacon, man. That's so good.
My gosh. That sounds interesting. I've never had that. Wow.
Yeah, so I just started. I had done the carnivore diet right before, and I don't preach the carnivore diet. Let me be clear about that. Like I'm not sitting like, oh, it'll get you fucking healthy. No, I do the
Yeah.
carnivore diet because it makes my skin way thinner. Like it's an easy way to lose weight fast for me. Strictly because
Really?
yeah, because I'll eat a fucking box of cereal in a sitting.
Oh,
Like I'll
I know.
have cocoa pebbles or whatever
Oh,
my girlfriend
that's the
gets.
best though. Yeah,
Oh, I'll eat a
I
whole
know.
box of Captain Crunch, Honey Nut Cheerios, and I'll be
Mm.
shitting for an hour. It'll be and I don't care. I'll just keep doing it, and then
Oh my God.
yeah, I'll have ice cream. I don't care. I have no concept of moderation. So for me, the carnivore
Yeah.
diet is literally just as simple as, well, you can't eat anything but meat. So
So
you're
it's like
fucked.
easy for you. You're like, yeah, let me just, wow,
Mindless.
interesting.
Yep.
Wow. I bet
But
you your guys' iron levels are like really good.
I'm sure.
Right?
It is. Stupid me. I haven't gotten a blood test yet, so I'm sure my HDLs are like okay, but my
'Cause-
LDLs are fucking through the roof.
Yeah, because I don't have enough meat, I don't think. But you know,
How come? To me, it's like the
I
easiest thing to do. If you just have meat and vegetables every fucking meal, it's like it's cake.
it is, but I just feel like I don't love meat, so I feel like I don't crave it as much. Like chicken and stuff like that, cool, no problem. But it's like I don't. It's weird. I don't really crave like everyone craves like a good filet. Like I like it filet mignon, but I very rarely will like crave it. I crave, when I'm being bad, it's like I crave pasta and all that. So
Yeah, don't we all? I mean,
yeah, I know.
when Brooker comes to visit me, I easily gain 20 pounds. He'll be no bullshit. We'll go to Kinchley's. We'll go to Cuban Pete's. So pizza, fucking shitty, you name it, any kind of
Anything.
Right.
And
that's great.
But it's usually we usually don't like pig out on meats. We'll usually pig out on rice, pasta, fucking pizza,
That's
all
my,
that type of
my
stuff.
soft spot. Yeah, it's bad. That's bad.
So Mandy, when you're, I mean, of course, in the WWE, it's such a physically grueling sport, right? And it's something that most people don't realize how demanding it is. When you're training each day, what sort of training are you doing? Because I mean, you need to look good, you need to perform well, you need to, I'm sure you've got some injuries that are niggling at you that you need to keep care of. Prehab work. What are you kind of doing, and how are you programming that?
Basically, I really just try to be as safe as possible. And like, honestly, I'm not like, I don't do stupid things in the ring. I don't do high risk maneuvers because I want to save my body. I'm not, looking to get injured, and everyone's different. I like to stay on the ground. I'm not a high flyer either, which is, I prefer that. But just making sure recovery is good. Like you said later, like earlier, when you get off the plane, and like, getting my massages every week, chiropractic, getting the right chiropractor, and kind of just working on my body and making sure I'm staying healthy, and just training obviously to keep the muscle and maintain. So yeah, I just try to stay as safe as I can, but obviously accidents happen, incidents happen where you can't control that. So you just have to be really careful, and just be like safe and smart, think smart, work smart. So
Have you had an injury take you out? Like
no,
you from performing yet?
no injuries. Thank God, knock on wood. No injuries.
Yeah, I remember working with you. You had solid genetics and like a solid base. You weren't really going to get injured. I remember
Thank
evaluating some of your competitors, and I had
Uh-huh.
emailed them about it, and I was like, "Yo, that chick, if she continues wrestling, she's definitely going to tear her ACL." But I mean, you're
I know.
you're
And
super
that's a
athletic.
common injury.
Is
Thank
it?
you. Yeah. Yeah. ACL, MCL, all that stuff is very common. Yeah. It's still, and it's a long recovery.
Yeah, more with chicks or with the
Both.
guys as well.
Probably more with the males, but I know a couple of girls that have done it. Yeah. So
That's brutal.
I know.
So what is your favorite, and we'll let you go in a couple minutes now. We've been here almost an hour. What is your favorite memory of the WWE? Like you're sitting back and it just clicks to you, like the first thing that came to your mind.
So far, I'd have to say, probably go with the Elimination Chamber, the second one we were in last year. It was the tag team one, and we were in it from like the start to the very end, and it was just a lot of fun. It was the most TV time we had in one sitting in a match. It was high stakes, it was a brand new title, women's championship title. And it was a lot of fun. Me and Sonya obviously were a tag team, and we just had a bunch of fun. Like I would say that time, and probably the Royal Rumble this year was a lot of fun. And just right now I'm having so much fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm in such a cool storyline that's resonated so well with the fans, and kind of getting getting my shine right now, and getting the most TV time I've ever had. So I'd have to say with everything going on, that's the one thing that's been positive, and it's been nice. And, during these tough times too, it's, my career is taking off. It's amazing. I'm grateful, but obviously we hope soon we can get back in front of fans, because it's been a struggle with no fans,
Yeah.
So we hope soon that will happen, especially with the the crowd reaction is like everything, and your adrenaline rush coming out of there. And it's like, I'm in this great storyline, and now I'm a good guy, and it's like, I just can't wait to come out and hear that crowd and, reaction. But it's like, just wait for it, hopefully the anticipation, and the more we wait, it'll get better. But it's like a little anxious.
Yeah. Just feeding off the crowd, right? Like that's just to
like
have
what
them
we do.
Yep. That's so, because you guys are performers. So it's, that's a bummer that they're not there, but hopefully soon enough that'll come in.
Hopefully. Yeah.
What's a favorite city that you've been to? Because you've been all over the world. Yes,
all over. Actually, Dublin in Ireland was a lot of fun. That was kind of recently. We had a ball there. I wish we were there for longer. Sometimes we're only we were there for the night, but it was our last show, that road loop, so we were able to kind of go out. We were drinking Irish coffees in the streets, and it was just really cool. We had a lot of
Guinness?
fun.
Did you drink a Guinness?
Yeah, I did. I had to have one. Yeah, of course. It's not my, I don't normally drink it, but I had to have one. And yeah.
How was it?
It was good. Yeah, especially there. It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Good old
So,
Guinness.
Mandy, you mentioned when you were younger that you would never have dreamt to be in the WWE now. What's something else you could you'd never dream about for the future? Where do you think your stars are going? If you could project yourself forward a bit, where do you reckon you might end up?
The sky's the limit right now. I feel like anything I pursue, and set my mind to, I can get there with the right, discipline and hard work. It's like how I've got here, in the first place. And, wherever it takes me now, like we talked about, for a while, building my brand and kind of developing a huge name for myself, and acting, and it's just anywhere, at this point. So, I'm just going to keep pursuing whatever comes. And like I said earlier, I'm so kind of laid back, and I just go with the flow. So if something comes to me and it seems like a good idea, I'm going to, go with it. So.
Sure. I think that's an important part, sort of letting go. And it's almost like life's like a river, right?
Yeah.
At some point,
exactly.
you gotta kind of let go and see where it ends up. So
yeah, for sure.
No, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
for coming.
Yeah. We
Thanks
appreciate
for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate your time, and hopefully the crowd gets back there so you guys can get in the ring and feed off them soon enough, man.
I know, definitely.
And
all right, well, thank you guys.
Yeah, and next time you're in this area, make sure you come by.
I'll bring you some more mutts and fresh superstar.
Perfect.
All right, thanks guys.
Cheers, Mandy. Thank you.
All right, cheers. Bye.